just taking a little bit closer look at the Sony VRD-MC6, which is a small portable DVD recorder. It's a small little box with LCD display. As you can see, it's got a couple of inputs, analog audio and composite video. It's got a 4-pin FireWire in, it's got USB in if you're connecting it to Sony consumer handycams. It's also got a couple of memory slots for SDHC and memory stick duo. On the front you can see it's got a LCD panel, some buttons, and a navigation pad for moving around, record and eject buttons. So if you just have a look at the main, we'll go and have a look at the main sort of and setup for it. It records in a couple of qualities. You've got HQ mode, which will give you about an hour on a single layer disc. I guess H, that stands for high quality short player mode. That gives you about an hour and a half on a single layer disc. Short play 2 hours, 3 hours, and actually 6 hours for the longest. Probably pretty poor quality. I've never used that. I'd normally use the H quality, high quality mode for 1 hour per disc. So I'll just go return, have a look. Auto stop time turns off after 2 hours of not use. It's got an auto chapter, so you can set that I think for 1, 5 and 15 minutes or something like that. Automatic chapter your video as it goes through. You can tell it to create the kind of DVD menu you want. There's a couple of JPEGs or pictures in there that it uses the little backgrounds. So you can actually load your own JPEG picture in the top directory of a memory card. If you put that in there, it'll use that as a background for the menu. If you're creating a slideshow from stills or on a memory card, you can choose your MP3 again on the top layer file structure of a memory card that's in the slot. Finalizing disc after you've basically to make it playable on a standalone DVD player. A process takes a couple of minutes after you finish recording just to make sure it can play. If you're using DVD plus R, I think you can just take it straight out, play it in a DVD player, put it back into the little Sony and start recording on it as well. You can erase your rewritable media. And just talk about media. It's quite flexible in what this uses. It's actually got, just having a look at all the specs here, DVD plus R and minus R. Single layer discs. It'll also support plus and minus rewritable discs, and much to my surprise, for a thing that costs around about $400, about $300 I think, is it'll support dual layer media. So it'll write to DVD minus R dual layer. So the capacity on a dual layer is 1.8 times a single layer disc. So at that highest quality mode I was talking about before, which is normally 1 hour at highest quality, you'll get 108 minutes on a dual layer disc. If you use the next quality down, you get 162 minutes on that normally holds I think 90 minutes on the high quality. So pretty good to see the dual layer support in such a cheap little recorder. System info, auto shut off demo, color system PAL or NTSC, and PAL here in Australia is what I use, language etc. So let's go back. So as far as recording, I've just got a digital SLR input going through a slideshow there. So I've already put my disc in. When you put a blank disc in, you'll have to pre-prepare it. Just I think it calls it formatting it for video. I've already done that. So if I just go in there and say I want to use a choice from DVD, the other one's a photo from memory card, DVD preview, you can check a disc how it's looking at, and you can also bring in AVC HD. That's normally through only the USB or through a memory card connection. So we've just a live video stream, so I'll just go to that. Choice is a DV in, video in, or USB. I'll go video in, and we can see that the output from my digital SLR there is just coming in live. We're not recording at the moment, but if I just hit this button down here, it comes up red, and then you can see that we're recording that live onto our DVD, and we can simply pause it by hitting the red button, and we've paused, and continue on, and of course stop button to and I believe that will now put a new chapter on the disc. So if we start recording again, we'll get another chapter. Did some testing on the FireWire. It supports 4:3 and 16:9. It auto selects it. The 4:3 was a little bit, what it did was taking the picture, actually made it letterbox in 4:3, so I don't know what's going on there, but I guess most people are going to be sending it just a FireWire widescreen image to it. Is there anything else? I think you can erase your DVD rewritable disc in this unit, so if you haven't got a laptop computer with you, you can get those sorted out. If you're putting HD material into it, AVC HD, it'll prompt you to spread that out over multiple discs. Yeah, and I think that's a quick overview of the little recorder. I believe that Sony have brought out a new one, which is the VRD-MC6, and the main difference for that, I think it's got HDMI output, so you can put it onto big, better screens to preview it, and it's got an S-video in as far as input output, so I'm not sure on the operationals what else it does, but I think it's obviously still standard definition for DVD playback. Just have a quick look at the preview function. You've got a DVD preview selection which will show you what your disc will look like before you burn it and finalize it. Just shows you the simple menu structure with we've got some 4x3 as well as 16:9 clips on the screen, and that's what it'll look like before you finalize. And if you're coming out of here, you can go into the setup menu. Normally this comes up and asks you if you'd like to finalize your disc after you finish recording, but if you had a disc in and out of the unit, you can actually go in here, and this disc has already been finalized, but you can select if you had a DVD plus R that you're doing some stuff on.